Hello, Kauai. Here's our COVID-19 briefing from Team Kauai for Monday, April 26th. We're seeing an upward trend in cases of COVID-19 on Kauai. The Department of Health is reporting 2 new cases today. However, 2 of Sunday's 8 reported cases have been recategorized as false positives, so our total case count is unchanged. Both new cases are female residents, 1 adult and 1 child. We currently have 22 active cases in isolation and none hospitalized. We have 70 individuals in health directed quarantine. Our cumulative case count is 258, including 233 confirmed locally, 2 probable, and 33 tested elsewhere but reported after arrival on island. I would like to invite Dr. Janet Berriman, our Kauai District Health Officer, to provide more details.
Thank you, Mayor Kawakami. On Sunday, we reported 8 new Kauai cases. We learned late last night that 2 of those cases were laboratory reporting errors and should have been reported as negative, so our total for Sunday was 6 new cases. With today's new cases, this brings our total active to 22 cases, more than we have seen since last fall. These active cases are different from what we've seen in the past, in that almost all of them, all except 1, are residents. Just under half are related to travel, either inter-island or mainland, but the remainder are community-acquired cases, meaning local residents became infected here without having traveled or knowingly been around a traveler. We knew we would see more cases as we rejoined safe travels, but we didn't expect to see quite so many so soon. This is likely a reflection of more transmissible variants being increasingly common statewide and on the mainland. These variants are likely to spread more easily within households and among close contacts. Fortunately, we now have a more robust toolkit with which to keep cases under control than we had last year. First and foremost, vaccinations are widely available to anyone 16 years of age or older. This is the single strongest new tool that we have, and it is a powerful one. Vaccination prevents severe disease and death and decreases disease transmission, even for new variants. Second, we have all had a lot of practice wearing masks, avoiding large gatherings, keeping our distance, staying home when sick, and washing hands. We all need to recommit to consistently following these safe practices to keep our island safe in the face of rising cases. And third, the Kauai District Health Office staff and volunteers have also had a lot of practice. We have well-trained and experienced staff to do case investigations and contact tracing and manage isolation and quarantine. All of these tools are dependent on all of us on Kauai stepping up and being responsible for protecting our community by being vaccinated, by following safe practices, and by being responsive to Department of Health staff when we contact you. Our job is to help keep you and your loved ones and your community safe and healthy. We can only do that if you are as responsive as you can be to our calls, inquiries, and directions. Many of us are excited to be able to travel with fewer restrictions. I would like to remind you that travel still poses real risks and should be done with caution. Please get vaccinated before you go. Get tested in accordance with safe travels before you come home, and take another test 3 days after you return, as recommended by the CDC. As of today, 57% of the eligible population 18 years of age and older on Kauai has initiated vaccination. To date, we have administered more than 58,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines on Kauai. All Kauai residents age 16 and older are eligible to be vaccinated at clinics island-wide, and appointments are available for this week. The Convention Hall Clinic is accepting walk-ins without appointments for Kauai residents age 60 and older, as well as residents with limited English proficiency, on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays between 9 and 11 in the morning. The Department of Health's Convention Hall Clinic will continue providing first and second doses through the end of this week. Effective next week, the first week of May, that clinic will be open for second doses only, 1 day a week on Thursdays. Reducing vaccination efforts at the Health Department clinic will allow our staff to focus on case investigation and contact tracing, while continuing the important work of vaccine outreach and education with those who have more difficulty accessing vaccinations. The timing is right for the Department of Health to make this change, as vaccines are widely available island-wide, including at all 3 hospitals, most retail pharmacies, and the VA, Kaiser, and Ho'ololahui clinics. To learn more about where vaccines are available or how to make an appointment, go to kauai.gov/vaccine. The CDC and FDA have lifted the pause in the use of Johnson & Johnson's Janssen COVID-19 vaccine. Healthcare providers administering the vaccine and vaccine recipients or caregivers should review the new fact sheets for healthcare providers and for recipients and caregivers, which have been revised to include information about the risk of the syndrome that has occurred in a very small number of people who have received the Janssen COVID-19 vaccine. Due to limited J&J vaccine supply, the Department of Health does not plan to operate any large J&J clinics at this time. However, we will be distributing vaccine to other vaccine providers, and some of the participating pharmacies, Safeway, Long's, and Walmart, will likely receive vaccine directly through the federal pharmacy program. There are multiple benefits to being vaccinated. Of course, vaccination reduces your chances of getting sick with COVID-19. If you do fall ill, it greatly reduces the likelihood that you will be seriously ill or require hospitalization. And it decreases the likelihood that you will transmit disease to others. All of these protections apply significantly to variant strains of the virus as well. In addition to these health benefits, if you are fully vaccinated and are identified as a close contact of a case, the Department of Health will not require you to quarantine. You will be able to continue to go to work, school, and participate in your usual activities. Getting vaccinated helps to protect our whole community. Some of our residents are medically unable to get vaccinated. Some of our residents are too young to get the vaccine, including almost 20% of our population. This means that we need almost every eligible resident to choose to be vaccinated if we hope to achieve herd immunity. If you are eligible and able, please consider getting vaccinated. Once again, for details on how to schedule an appointment, visit kauai.gov/vaccine. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Berman. And now we would like to invite Paul Zena, the Department of Education's Kauai Complex Area Superintendent, to address COVID and our schools.
Thank you, Mayor Kawakami. The Kauai Complex Area Department of Education Office would like to remind our island community that our priorities remain on health and safety, reaching our most vulnerable students, and having a positive impact on our families, especially during this time while we continue to manage the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic throughout the complex area. We have successfully implemented many health and safety strategies and are now reminding everyone of our daily wellness check at home as an important strategy in fighting the spread of disease. Parents and guardians, as the island economy continues to open, with more travelers to the island and more in-person learning is occurring in schools, please remember to complete a daily wellness check for yourself and your children at home before anyone reports to school. Here's how. Do not report to school if you have any of these symptoms. Check for COVID-19-like symptoms of illness. These include fever, chills, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headache, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, stomachache and diarrhea. Check for recent COVID-19 exposure as well. This includes having recently tested positive for COVID-19, or if you are awaiting a COVID-19 test result, if you are self-quarantined due to possible COVID-19 exposure, especially if it's travel-related, or if you have been in close contact with someone with COVID-19. Please remember to stay home and do not report to school if you have any of these symptoms or have been in close contact or tested positive for COVID-19. Finally, I would like to remind everyone that this daily wellness check at home guideline and other school-specific plans and schedules can be found on the Kauai Public School launch page at bit.ly/ bit.ly/Kauai Public Schools. Once again, that's bit.ly/Kauai Public Schools. The Kauai Complex Area Office will continue to work closely with state, county, and Department of Health officials to keep our schools and island safe. You can help us by doing your part. Mahalo for staying healthy and safe as we support our students together.
Thank you, Paul. Starting on May 11th, Hawaii residents who have been fully vaccinated in Hawaii will be able to travel inter-island and be exempt from the travel quarantine without needing a pre-travel test. Fully vaccinated travelers will create a Safe Travels account, affirm that they are vaccinated, and upload a PDF or digital image of their vaccination card. Upon arrival, travelers will be asked to produce a hard copy of your vaccine card for verification. Those who have not been vaccinated will still be able to take pre-travel tests and use the Safe Travels program to avoid quarantine. For more information on the state's Safe Travels program, including a full list of trusted testing partners and more details on the vaccine exemption program, visit hawaiicovid19.com/travel. We continue to encourage travelers and those exposed to travelers to take advantage of our free COVID-19 testing program. Anyone can walk in and get a free COVID-19 test at the Convention Hall Monday through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. No appointments are needed. We know what works to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 on our island. Please wear your mask, wash your hands, keep your distance, please avoid large gatherings, and of course, consider getting a vaccine. Mahalo nui loa for helping to keep Kauai safe.